Okay, so first, Serp Recon, we've got 3 ways that we can use this. Okay, so Serp Recon is designed for us to be able to get insights from the search results. Okay, specifically to identify opportunities for Parasite SEO platforms from both ranking content that's already there and also some opportunities that are not already there, which is why we built the Rank Recon, so it could do that analysis for us very quickly instead of having to read the sort of results yourself. It will just do that summary for you to save some time with a single click. Okay, so what we need to do here is we're going to start a project and we can put in some keywords in here. So what I'll do is I'll just open up keyword intent and I'll grab some keywords and I'll put in here, for example, let's put in AI marketing tools. See what we can get back here. This is still kind of a new topic, so I don't know how much keywords and information we will get back, both from keyword intent and also from any parasites that might be ranking for it, because it's still kind of a new topic, even though it's been about a year since ChatGPT. So I'll take these 123 keywords. I'll just move this back over here. And I'll put these keywords in. This is the way I use it most, okay? Well, I don't append anything. I don't do anything with these search strings. All I want to do is I want to get the search results for these keywords and see if there's any highlighted in blue, which means they are parasite platforms. Okay, so just give it a name. And we'll click on add the project and we will start searching. We'll move that highlighted to the top so that we can see it growing. And there's a lot on Medium, there's a lot on LinkedIn, Reddit, Quora. And basically what this is going to do is going to let you know that parasites are capable of ranking for those kind of keywords, and it will give you some insights into which websites specifically. You can see there's a lot of Quora, there's a lot of LinkedIn, there's a lot of Medium. Okay, what that means is we just need to have decent content, optimized content, and we can expect that we have got a good chance of ranking, but it will depend always on how much competition we have from that specific platform that we put it into. Because if I put an article on LinkedIn, for example, for the Profit Singularity affiliate review, there's a ton of them already there. So we even need to rise above them to be able to rank in Google. So we will need to have a better piece of content, basically, or we will need to do some off-page SEO. Okay, off-page SEO is going to be the quick wins that you would be able to use in that situation. Things like the press releases, things like 301 redirects, etc. It's very quick and easy to do, and you've got a lot of link juice and a lot of referring domains hitting that article. And the good thing about those sites is they can absorb high velocity backlinks. So even if you were to run a software like GSA and you were doing like 10,000 backlinks, it could absorb it. It's not going to affect you in a negative way for those kind of links. Okay, so that's the first way that we can use this, and we can just get all of this information in a sort of cloud view. Okay, the next part of this would be to send to the highlighted ones over to Rank Recon. So I'm going to try and do this even though it's still running right now. I'm just going to do that right now so we can get to the Rank Recon. And while we're in the Rank Recon, what I can do is start the process. Okay, we will come back to Rank Recon in a minute. Now, back over into Serp Recon, I'm going to show you 2 other ways that we can use this. Okay, so if I take my same keywords and I want to put them into here again, and I append the highlighted domains That's going to take every single keyword with every single Parasite platform that we've got in here. Okay, you can add your own in here as well. You can add as many as you know, when you're doing your research, you might find more. All you have to do is right click when you find a domain that you haven't got and add it in here. Okay, what that will do is it will make every possible combination from those 123 keywords that I put in, so that every single one of these has got 123 keywords attached to it, every single one of these Parasite sites. Okay, so now that what that is done, we just click on add the project. I need to give it a name. Marketing appended, and I would just add the project. Now I can't run that project until the other one is finished, but you can see it's going to be doing the same thing. It's just going to start searching once you click on the button. Now the advantage of that is you can see in the sort of deep sense for each website. LinkedIn, Deccan Herald, Outlook India, any of those, you'll be able to see what articles have been done on those websites. So it's a good reconnaissance tool. It's a good research tool for being able to dig into specific websites, kind of like the topical authority tool, but just with a better cloud view of seeing all the articles that are based around those keywords. Okay, and you can see very quickly what your competition is going to be like within any specific platform. That's the second way to use the Serp Recon. Okay, now the third way is what we had originally intended to build just as a small tool for me to use for promoting Niche Blaster, and that is that we add a project. I'll call this one I'm free, and if I add my keywords in here and I uncheck exact match, okay, and what I can do is choose from these different search streams. So let's start with the general one. And if I add the keywords, in fact, I don't need that many keywords. I'm going to take most of these off because that one in the background is going to be running for a while. So I'll just keep one keyword here so that you can see exactly what it's doing. Okay. If I click on add the keywords, then you can see it's going to do a search string on Google. Okay, AI marketing tools plus guest post plus write for us plus sponsored post, submit an article. This will give you a bunch of sites that can be found for this search string. That means that they've got content on the website about your keyword, and plus they accept guest posts, which are 3 or 4 of these are guest posts related, where they're looking for writers. They want to get free content. In exchange, you can put your content on there and get a backlink and probably get some decent traffic as well. Guest posting can drive a lot of traffic if you can find the right platforms, and it's not always the most obvious ones that you should consider. Okay, I've done guest posts in the past where I got something like 10,000 visitors from there over to my website, but I was so new at that time and I was experimenting a lot with the SEO stuff, and I was still kind of raw with it all, and I didn't have any opt-in form, I didn't have any lead magnets, I didn't have anything like that. I just got a bunch of traffic and some brand awareness very, very early when I started to do products and stuff like that. Even though I'd been doing SEO, I hadn't really transformed or done the transition from being a sort of person who understood how to get to the top of Google and becoming a marketer. Two big differences, and that transition takes time. I was still at the early stage of that at that time, so I'd managed to drive a lot of traffic, and I've done this with a lot of these guest post sites, and they're not always the obvious ones that you might think that drive a lot of traffic. There's some of them can drive tons and tons and tons of traffic that you probably never heard of. Okay, and if you go into platforms, there was a platform at that time for guest posting. I forget what it was called, but that's where I was getting connections from. I was just submitting ideas that I would create videos, I would create a checklist and stuff like that, and they said, yeah, okay, do the video, write some article underneath the video, and do your checklist, and we will put it on the website. And tons of traffic, a lot of traffic. So it's not just for SEO, and it's a good way that you can do lead generation as well, or list building. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, so let's take this again, and I'm going to put in here AI marketing. I'll just get rid of these, and we can put in here as well advanced search strings, and this is where it's going to check the in URL. Okay, guest post AI marketing, right for us AI marketing. This will find the exact pages where people are have on the websites, on their blogs, for you to be able to submit ideas for guest posting. Okay. Also, we got it for the DA16 for Roundup as well. Roundup is a very, very interesting one if you can ever run one yourself. The reason for that is the Roundup post is an opportunity for you to reach out to well-known people within your niche, influencers, okay? And you can say to them, hey, I'm writing an article about whatever. If I'm writing an article about keyword research. You reach out to people like Matt Woodward and Matt Diggity and the Authority Hackers guys. And once you start to get some people responding to you, what you would do in that situation is you would say to them, give me your top tip and I'll put it into an article and I'm going to put it on my blog. Now, they're probably going to think, well, I don't know who you are. I don't want to waste my time. But if you say something like, I'm going to drive 100,000 YouTube views about this article, then, you know, the chances are they're going to say, yeah, okay, I'm going to try this. It's only going to be like 1 or 2 paragraphs. What have I got to lose, kind of thing. And when you do that, once you put your article on your website and you run your YouTube ads, you've got 2 things going to happen. First is you're going to get a lot of traffic from the YouTube ads, and you can even do it Facebook ads or Google ads direct to that blog post. Or the second thing will happen is you will start to get backlinks from those influencers, from those top guys, from those quite well-known people. This is a good strategy if you can pull it off. Okay. The good news about this is that there's tons of AI tools now that can automate tasks like doing outreach. Okay. I think there's one on AppSumo right now. I think it's called Workflow, and you can actually set up the outreach, the follow-up, everything with a one-time setting if you follow their tutorials. And that's a great way to drive a lot of traffic, even for parasites. Okay. But I would use that more for email list building. Okay, that would be the goal for that one. Okay, let's try the next one. And this one is going to be for news and media sites. This can be a little bit misleading where it's got news submission and press release. It is just press releases for these 2. Okay, but it can help you to find press release sites that you might not be aware of where you can submit a free press release. Again, you could automate that with the right AI tools, and also you could get a VA to do that. Okay, so news and media sites, blogging platforms. Let's see what comes up here. Got medium.com, vocal media. You can add as many as you want in here. Okay, I will ask Gunpal to allow us to create a feature allowing us to add as many sites as we want here. Okay, so we could do the whole lot. We don't have that appended highlights here. We'd only add the website name at the end of this. But what we want to do is have the website names in the inverted commas for all of these. Okay, I need to ask him to do that. Okay, so I'll do one more. These are just useful tools. This is actually the tool that I wanted to do to help me to start to do some marketing for Niche Blast. And the reason was that I was going to be able to go and find where that kind of content is, and then I could sort of analyze them, create content, and then figure out how to outrank them and take their traffic. Okay, and this one is basically specific sites. So you would put in here any sites that you want, or you would just leave it top blogs, top news sites as it is here. Okay, the main one here is going to be the general, but I don't really use that so much anymore because we've got the Serp Recon, and because we can see quite clearly when we're running these kind of searches here that, you know, Medium, LinkedIn, Quora opportunities, Reddit has got opportunities, you can see, just very, very clearly where you need to be. Notice that these are all free sites. There's very, very few, there's Times of India, there's very, very few sponsored sites in here, which is even better news. Okay, so that's the Serp Recon. Has anybody got any questions about the Serp Recon? David, how important is it to put keywords into Serp Recon that have high search volume? You need to do a mix. Okay, here's why you need to do a mix, because any piece of content that is ranking for a major keyword, like sort of high search volume keyword, it's going to be ranking for multiple other keywords as well. Okay, it's not going to rank for just one keyword. I mean, typically, if you go into Google, for example, let me show you over here. If I go into Google and I do search for AI marketing tools, when I open this up and I start to scroll down, you can see this influencer marketing hub here. Now, I've got the keywords everywhere Chrome extension. If I hover over here, you can see it's ranking for 113 keywords, even though it's ranking for that keyword, which is 5,400 search volume for AI marketing tools. It's ranking for 113 other keywords. And so you can get a good overview of the keywords that we can use or include in your content. Okay, so it's important to have the high volume search keywords, but it's also important to recognize the other keywords as well that you might not have thought about. That's why a tool like Keyword Intent is pretty good for this, because it can churn out a decent amount of keywords without going overboard. There's one or two keyword tools that just keep spitting out more and more keywords, and they become more and more less and less relevant the more keywords it spits out. You don't want something like that. The Keyword Intent is okay for what it does, where it can identify sort of LSI keywords, related keywords, and not all of the keywords need to have parts of the keyword phrase within them. And when you look at the Keyword Intent, for example, you will find it's mentioning SEMrush, it's mentioning MailChimp AI, etc. It will go and find related keywords and semantic keywords, and not just keywords that have got a keyword phrase, the main keywords, sort of words within that phrase. Okay, if you have a look at Ubersuggest and you did a search on Ubersuggest, it's going to give you very, very closely related keywords, and they all sound the same, or kind of the same meaning. What Keyword Intent does is it will give you some other keyword phrases related to it. So I put in here SEO tools, and you can see it's produced Search Console. It doesn't have the words SEO tools in that keyword. Web Search Console, Ubersuggest. Okay, so it's giving you a variety of keywords that are all related, and that's why it's good at what it does. Okay, and if you put those kind of keywords into the Serp Recon, then you've got more chances of finding more articles that are ranking for all those different keywords. And this is where you can do some analysis or get the Rank Recon to do analysis for you. And this is where you can get ideas as well for different pieces of content or different angles, which would be a better way to use it. Just look at the different angles. So for example, if I was doing ClickFunnels keywords, I would probably find an angle about the free trial. I would probably find an angle about one funnel away challenge. I would probably find an angle about, templates as a bonus kind of thing. And so you would see some different angles that you could then use each angle with the niche navigator. So you could go and run 3 different campaigns just with those 3 different angles. Okay, that's basically ultimately what we're trying to get to, is find the angles that we can use and start to create the content with all of the different angles so that we can saturate, okay? Which is why we've built the niche navigator, so that it can help us to do that even better, even quicker. Okay, so that is basically why you want to have a mixture of both, okay? Not just the high search volume, and because ultimately what the ultimate goal is to find the angles and to spot the opportunities, okay? Do I have any stats on how often rankings slip? That's a good question, David. I don't, but you will notice probably more than seeing rankings slip. What you will notice is there might be a change in which website becomes a top dog. Okay, it used to be Medium. It's shifting to LinkedIn. Previously, it might have been, Tumblr. There's another one called Rebel. I think it was Rebel Mouse or something like that. Used to be sort of top dog, and you will find, over time, that this sort of top dog one that's ranking very, very well changes, and that's not such a bad thing. It's it's okay. It can get, if you spot it early enough, which we can do with this tool, then that gives you a major advantage. It gives you a first mover advantage whenever that happens. I think it's more likely that you will lose rankings if it's something like a Google News post, okay? That's kind of, you get a spike of traffic, maybe from the fast rankings that you can get from Google News. But Google News rankings drop very, very quickly. You've only got 2 or 3 weeks maximum, and they start to drop, and then new content is coming. That overtakes it. It's a continuous cycle of ranking changes with Google News. And also with the Google Discover, when you first publish, if you optimize well enough, and if you get picked up by the Google Discover, you will find a spike in traffic, and then it will die down. Okay, it will just it's just a blast of traffic, and then it disappears. Same with Google News. I don't think that happens so much with the parasites. I think the thing to watch out for on the parasites is to see any trends changing on which sites are ranking. Like I mentioned earlier about the Google Docs starting to rank, I'm noticing them ranking more than Google Sites, which is kind of weird because Google Sites is built to be a website builder and Google Docs is not. And for some reason, Google is ranking Docs more than its own Google Sites website maker. So I don't expect you're going to lose rankings just because the rankings slip for that particular article. Once it starts to rank, there's 2 ways that you will lose, or potentially lose, and that is if somebody else comes into that platform with a better piece of content, better off-page SEO, and if it starts to change which websites start to rank. Okay, it could go from LinkedIn back to Medium, for example, and then you just take your content and put it back over there. Okay, wherever that is, but you want to do it quickly whenever that happens. And we'll probably notice that at some point on this journey with ParasiteSEO stuff. And when it does happen, I'll probably find a way that we can take this content and get it into that other site as quickly as possible. Because that's what I want to have the ability to be able to do at that particular time when it does happen. And it will happen eventually. Right now it's LinkedIn. I would expect that Medium's always going to be very, very close to the top. I just don't like the formatting options in medium.com. But hopefully there's going to be another one comes up and we can take advantage when it happens. It's not a negative thing. It can be a really positive thing if we're ready for it, if we're able to just pounce on it straight away. Okay. Yeah, finding the angles is really what we want to do. This is how we win, even if we don't feel like we're winning the big keywords. Okay, finding the angles, especially with a tool like Niche Navigator. If we can do 5 angles and we can churn out 150 articles based on those 5 angles, then you've got to hit. It's just a numbers game at that point. You've got to hit some traffic, And this is how to automate traffic, essentially. And there's multiple ways that we can use that automated traffic. I don't want to go too much into that right now because it would divert from what I'm here to do for this. Okay, so I think that's the end of the Serp Recon. Okay, if you get any more questions, please ask them now. If not, I'm going to go on to the Rank Recon.